Welcome to part 3 of Invasion of the Philippines on Let's Play Battlefield 1942. I've got one of these patrol boats over here waiting for me. There's a cannon on the airfield, or near the airfield to the west, that people often use to attack the landing beach with if the other team has it. I've spotted a hostile patrol boat off in the distance. So I'm going to see if I can get in a quick attack. You can get your patrol boat repaired if it sits over at the dock and my patrol boat's low on ammo, or low on armor. But time is of the essence here, so I can repair it later since I'm an engineer. Let the torpedoes fly, and I think they both missed, so I'll just open up with the machine gun. You have to kind of reverse lead your targets a little bit, keeping in mind the effect of the inertia there. I got him. That's the primary way that you kill a hostile patrol boat. You aim for the pilot, and then usually the pilot will switch over to the gunner position, then you shoot him while he's in the gunner position. So normally you don't actually sink the enemy patrol boat with your own boat. You just kill the people who are inside. I'm going to head over to the western harbor now and see if I can make another run at it. So you're always kind of putting out fires on this map. You take a flag and then it gets taken right back. There was some good close quarter torpedo firing there, and I spotted him first and I was at a good angle. So I sunk his boat actually, but I didn't get the pilot, who probably bailed out just in time. It's interesting, in the original version of this, the patrol boats actually had inflatable rafts that popped up after the boats sank. They're the same inflatable rafts that you saw back on Liberation of Khan at the river. But then they got removed for some reason. I don't know why. I really liked them. There we go. Finally got them. Now, I had originally planned to attack the western harbor, but sometimes what I like to do is test a flag with a quick attack, and then if there's resistance, retreat unexpectedly and attack a different flag. It just kind of keeps them off balance, because when they see you leave, they're not really sure whether or not you're going to attack them or not. So they've got the difficult decision of, do they stay and wait and defend in case you do come back, or do they go somewhere else and make an attack of their own? And since this is Battlefield 1942, the answer is always the second one. They make an attack of their own. No one likes to do defense too much. Off to the right there's a tank there. One tank spawns here and another tank spawns at the northernmost base on this large island. But the tanks usually don't have too much of an impact on this map. They can only access this western island with its 3 flags, and it's really slow going. Although it is possible to get a tank over onto the airfield island if you're really careful and you continually repair the tank as you go from one little small island to another, because tanks take damage from the water. Some convenient placement of the medicine cabinet in the window there. And just in this corner of the room I can turn the flag neutral, which is my primary goal here. It may not be possible to take this flag because people can spawn on higher ground from all around, and not having a short-range weapon is a real problem. Okay, so we've got some hostiles who have been alerted. And there just happened to be a hostile patrol boat that came around for some reason. There, went back into the radius just to get it back neutral again, or keep it from turning, but no such luck. And once again there's a patrol boat empty vehicle icon to the northwest. A lot of machine gun fire, but I don't see any hostiles. Yeah, I'm right next to the cannon that's firing at the enemies at the landing beach flag. They basically get picked off as they try to wade through the shallows and get over here. If you've got any other flag, it's basically always a good idea not to spawn at the landing beach, because it's very difficult to, or at least if you intend to attack this way, you shouldn't go at the landing beach. You can go from the landing beach to attack the other flags on the western island, though. Alright, then I'm gonna fly around a little bit, try to avoid the anti-aircraft fire. I guess that's machine gun fire from maybe one of the patrol boats. I have to say, the primary purpose for the planes on this map is a little bit different from the other ones. You can kind of scout around and try to find enemies, but it can be difficult to get a good angle of attack on the enemies. By the time you see them, you're probably just about flown into the side of the mountain. So the real goal in using a plane on Invasion of the Philippines is really to destroy enemy boats. And that's particularly the case if you're on the American side. You want to destroy the Japanese patrol boats so they can't advance, and you want to destroy the Japanese destroyer. It's just kind of difficult because by the time you get low enough to see the enemies, you're just too low to the ground and it's hard to maneuver around. Now, if I'd been a little bit higher, I would have gotten a good angle on that American patrol boat. I guess I sunk him with the bomb that I dropped. Also, you need to watch out for the anti-aircraft guns at this flag and the northernmost one on the island. Although usually the northern flag on the western island is the least occupied. There's almost no action that goes on over there. The Japanese destroyer is completely ineffectual, which it usually is. Unless you've got a really good placement of the destroyer, it's unlikely to do much good to anybody. There's so many coastal guns on this map that you're almost certainly going to have the destroyer blown up by those def gun cannons if they're in any good attacking position. There, I got a swimmer with a bomb there. A lot of friendly boats around mostly, so I'm not going to get much targeting, much good targets. There's an empty tank over at the Western Harbor now. Stay tuned for part 4.